what is your go-to, oh, we're being recorded, so watch out. What's your go-to breakfast? Do you eat breakfast? If you do, what's your go-to? Are you a burrito, taco person? Are you toast? Are you cereal, oatmeal? Drop us a line in the chat. And make sure you update it to go to everyone, all panelists and attendees, if that's an option or not for you. All right, cool. The chat is popping off, but we are going to go ahead and get started with the agenda. So Jason is going to lead us off. We're going to be joined by some other folks as well. Pat is going to spotlight some sales folks. Chrissy and Robin are going to highlight best practices. Nancy and Wanza are going to talk to us about all things tech. River has a support team update for us, and we are going to round it out with marketing and operations updates, HR and diversity, inclusion, and belonging updates, and then if we have some time, breakout rooms. So I am going to pass it over to Jason, who is going to kick us off.
Thank you, Rachel. Happy Friday, Boundless. I hope everyone's doing well. Got some bookings and book sales, booked order data to share with you here. I'm sorry. Apparently, I need to take some advice from the coffee lovers out there. So I'm showing 3 years worth of data here. Green line is 2020 pandemic, blue line is 2019 pre-pandemic, and the gray line is 2021. I mean, it's kind of incredible how the gray line is really matching up against the blue line. So far in 2021, starting in February, we're really coming back pretty strong against 2019 pre-pandemic numbers. So I know that again, companies have not been impacted equally by the pandemic, and some are hit harder than others. Some actually flourished during the pandemic. So continue to share that because it's not impacting everybody's business the same. But overall, it's pretty interesting. And then if keep that in mind, we're looking at this slide from the OECD. They're forecasting that the United States would be basically by kind of mid 2021 back to pre-pandemic GDP, which is really interesting because that seems to sync up pretty well with what we're seeing from a booked order perspective. And I've long believed that our business tends to follow the larger economy overall. We saw that in the Great Recession and the housing bubble burst, and we seeing it again here in the pandemic. Looking at booked order counts as well, kind of interesting. So we're still seeing larger average order sizes. You can see that while sales have really kind of come back to 2019 figures, the booked order count is still trending, but trailing 2019, sort of settling in kind of the middle there between pandemic, post-pandemic. So kind of interesting, and similar with daily booked orders on the next slide. We're seeing again kind of similar trending. It's trending below 2019 figures, but sort of along the same trend line. So with that, I'd like to introduce once again, I know that you guys have had a chance to meet and hear from Charlie Dean from Point Rider, our new president, our interim president and chairman of the board. Charlie's going to join us this morning and just provide a quick update on sort of where his first 3 days are.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jason, and everyone. Yeah, it's been quite the first 3 days. We've been extremely busy, and that's really the title of the slide. We're enjoying getting our hands dirty and meeting many of you and interacting with many of you. We really view the first couple weeks here as a chance for us to listen and learn. So we greatly appreciate the time that many of you are spending with us and sharing your thoughts and opinions and goals for the future. I've had the opportunity to do that this week with a number of sales affiliates. Thank you to those of you who've been able to spend some time with me and share your thoughts. We're going to continue those conversations over the next several weeks. So look forward to speaking with many of you on that front. We are also scheduling and have on the calendar a 100-day planning kickoff session for next week with the management team. Our goal is to spend really 2 days together as a group and also individually with management to talk about goals and objectives and areas where we can improve going forward, both in the near term and the long term. I think the overall driving a goal for us is really to better understand operations and really take a deep dive in areas where we can optimize. So we're looking forward to any ideas and thoughts that anyone can share with us there. We're open to open to all ideas. And then finally, I think the platform review, we're also looking forward to really understanding the platform in a better way, and then prioritizing some of the development initiatives. Again, we've always been excited about Boundless Technology and its platform, and this is an area that we want to continue to invest in and develop. I think it also helps with bullet number 3, making kind of our operations more streamlined and optimized as well. So those are the areas where we're focused. Had a chance to get started on that over the first 3 days, and look forward to working on these things over the next few weeks.
Great, thanks, Charlie. I think I'm next, right, Rachel? I am, lucky me. Thanks, Charlie. I appreciate it. Again, after 3 days diving into this call, it's much appreciated. I know it's like kind of drinking out of a fire hose. So again, appreciate you diving right into things. So with that, a handful of things I want to just kind of touch on before we get into the sales recognition. And first and foremost, I know Robin and marketing will talk about this a little bit later here, but the end user show, obviously, everybody's aware we had some difficulties with Zoom. We're not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. In fact, actually, I think out of the COVID dilemma that we've been in through the last 12 months, these virtual trade shows that we've had have been the most successful and a long-term takeaway for the company. If you talk to Andy Morales, she thinks it's the best thing that we've got out there as far as driving new customers and prospects. So my advice to you is I know marketing sent out a marketing announcement to all the attendees, but also to reach out to those attendees, keep in touch with them, make them aware of the upcoming showcase that we'll do a redo on. And again, it's got a tangible track line of being successful. So let's keep that momentum going. The other thing that I'm running into a lot here the last 30 days, for that matter, the last 60 days is supply chain. And I mentioned it on a previous call. I'm going to mention it again on this call because I think it's just critically important, especially in the next 6 to 6 months here of this year. We've got 3 things going on. Being a supplier at one time in my life, we forecast when you're a supplier, you're forecasting 4 to 6 months out. There is an inventory shortage, obviously, because nobody knew where the COVID situation would fall out. So obviously, that's something that the suppliers are facing. The second thing they're facing is the logistical challenge. It's the logistical challenge not only in cost, but also getting an elephant through the straw here as far as getting the product over here and to the States to meet demand. And then third, I'm really hoping that this corrects itself here within 90 to 120 days, but there is a significant labor shortfall. A lot of these key suppliers, some of our biggest and most prominent suppliers in this industry, SanMar, HIT, Leeds, Polyconcepts, to name a few, are having a hell of a time getting their labor back. You've got owners printing stuff in the back of the screen shops. So long story short, supplier relations, keep in tune with what Rachel and Sydney are kicking out to you guys as far as communication standpoint. And when you're quoting and making proposals to customers, make sure you're taking the extra steps to make sure the stock is there. It's going to be a challenge for the months to come. So anyhow, and again, transitioning over to ASI Chicago. So this is the first major trade show that's going to take place. It'll be interesting. It's coming in July. I'll be down there. I'll be checking the registration list within Chicago. Love to connect with folks when we're down there. It's a two-day event. It will be interesting. I'll report back on how that's going. And then also another thing that's coming up and that's on our radar screen really for the last 6 to 12 months, and I know it's been a challenge for y'all, is international shipments. in particular with COVID and shipping to residents. So Sarah Clymer has done a great job. She's certainly really well rounded. We brought on a new vendor, Crack Logistics. Name is David Stuckel, I believe his last name is, but he's in Salesforce. He's got a long track record of doing international shipments for some of the bigger distributors in this marketplace. So he can be a vendor that you can plug into when those situations arise. And with Charlie and Chris and Ben coming on board too, those are one of the things that we'll look at is trying to really figure out the supply chain, primarily in Europe and then elsewhere, so we can take advantage of some of these opportunities. It will take time, but we're aware of it and we're working towards to get there. And also wanted to make everybody well aware, you've seen some of the announcements that Melissa and HR has kicked out. We are actively looking for support people. So, they could be in Austin or elsewhere, but good, talented people that would be interested in coming into Boundless. We'd love to talk to them. So if please forward any inquiries our way. Same thing goes with recruiting. I mean, it's an interesting marketplace right now. There's a lot of smaller distributorships, 1-2-man shops that are at a point where they're looking to partner. I know Chrissy's actively doing some recruiting right now. If there's anybody that within the industry that may be interested in hearing what we have to offer, please pass that along to Chrissy or myself, and then also HR as far as an employee standpoint. And then lastly, God, it's a mouthful, but prospecting, don't forget, I haven't had many requests late. That's why I'm reminding y'all. We do have that Zoom info license. It's good. It's been solid data. A lot of people have been plugged into it earlier in the year and certainly last year. If you're looking to prospect, you got some companies to target. This list is a pretty reliable list as it relates to pulling up marketing contacts, brand merchandise contacts, so that you can begin the prospecting process. So transitioning over to recognition. May sales leaders. So as always, well, it seems like as always, since last basically 2 years, Teresa Roberts leads the way, doing $906,000 for the month of May. Gotta love that. Not too far behind, Sue Sweet at $583,000. Noel Garcia, $479,000. Anybody looking to, most of you guys have an A account or multiple A accounts being people that, make up a chunk of your business. Noel's done a really, really, really good job, although he's had a 10-year relationship with SCI. They're in acquisition mode, that company is, and he's done a really good job of spreading out his tentacles and really absorbing all those buyers into his, him being the contact for branded merchandise. So maybe somebody, if you're looking for some insight into how to expand your tentacles within your current A accounts, he may be somebody you may want to plug into. And then from the north, the Great White North of the border, Haven Bay. The snow has finally melted in Canada, and Haven landed a nice $292,000 order with Terry Fox Foundation, one of the largest nonprofits in Canada. Good job, Haven. And then Amber coming in at $281,000. I don't think Amber's on the call today. She's actually, I think, attending a trade show out in the Carolinas this week. So congratulations on a great May. And then May orders to be recognized, orders that kind of stood out. Paula Gardner, Burns and McDonald, $175,000 employee beach towel order. I thought this was interesting just from the standpoint of employees coming back to work. Burns and McDonald coming back in the month of July. Some of these large orders, as far as just recognizing that there are opportunities there. And I'm seeing a lot of those type of orders within the database that we're seeing with large orders. Kelly Klein had a great order, $30,000 with CVR Energy. If any of you guys are paying attention to the stock market, I know a lot of you are, you'll notice that the energy stocks, both renewables and traditional, are skyrocketing. So a lot of investment dollars going there, thus a lot of dollars to be had. So congratulations, Kelly. Melissa Zahn, $35,000. I just thought this was a kind of unique order. Video mailer. I need to get more details on that order, but it's something that's unique and maybe make some of our best practice sharing calls or case studies here in the very near future. Melissa and Shannon. And then where are we going then here? Oh, we got one more. Oh, we got a few more. Kathy Chapsky, just recognizing Kathy, nice $18,000 order with Amgen. Kathy often gets recognized for Hologic. She's done a really good job of just trying to expand her nest egg, so to speak, as far as her business is concerned. And she's made some inroads with their nice $18,000 order. And again, employees coming back to work, staff appreciation gifts. Bonnie Shackelford, Encore Delivery. They're big here in Texas. Just recognizing Bonnie, tough last couple months, and she's turned it around here as of late. Congratulations to her. And Beth and Austin with Team Syngenta, sales meeting, gifts. Again, in-person events, stuff is coming back. Good stuff with that. So with that, congratulations on a great May. I'm going to pass it on over to Robin.
Hello, everyone. I'm actually going to be joined today by Lene Wallace, and we are excited to share one of her success stories by leveraging the Google Groups. So Google Groups, as you know, is a platform where you can email your peers to get advice. And anywhere between 55 and 30 inquiries are posted each week. And Lene posted one of these questions, and in a rare form, she actually shared her results, which is something we don't always see. So Lene, tell me a little bit more about the initial question to the group.
It was a unique screen print position, which was right around the collar of the shirt. And of course, I immediately thought it's going to have to be a heat transfer or something to that. But I wanted to see if anyone else had done anything like that. And everyone came back with, yeah, it would probably have to be a heat transfer. I reached out to my screen printer I've been using for 15 plus years now. And he's like, I can do it. I'm like, okay. And he did it, and it turned out so beautiful. So I wanted to share that he can do it, and that's how it turned out. And I just was blown away. And so was my customer.
Yeah, it looks so awesome. So tell us more about the campaign itself, and what does Inspire Greatness mean?
Well, Inspire Greatness is, I work with a bunch of the Aveda Institutes, and I've been working with them since probably about 2008. And they all are owned by different owners, and this particular division, they can call themselves whatever they want, but they handle the Phoenix, Tucson, and Provo, and I don't know, there's like 5 institutes under that division. And so Aveda's always been great about raising awareness and money for the environment. Obviously, that's their biggest mission. But they, with this Inspire Greatness, this was for Pride Month and raising awareness. And 100% of the proceeds from these t-shirt sales went to the Trevor Project, which is it's a nonprofit organization that has a suicide helpline for LGBTQ teenagers.
Wow, well, it's an awesome story, and it's a great place for you to sit in the middle with helping your client facilitate their goals, and especially such a powerful mission. That's great. So from my perspective, there are 2 takeaways here. One, Google Groups is an awesome place to learn from your peers, but even more importantly, it's also a place that you can share your success. And I think that's a place we haven't really leveraged Google Groups in the past. And you made the call to action, Lene, so I just wanted to highlight it more globally on this call. We should be doing more of this. I agree. And I think this is a great way to inspire each other. We can have more of these calls. It can get highlighted in a sales success call with Chrissy, potentially becoming a case study, just showing off our creativity to each other so we can be more inspired. Any other parting thoughts?
I agree with everything you just said. I'm so grateful that we have this group, and I learned so much from all of my peers. So yeah, please share your projects. And I always love to, if I'm just sending out a general or a really complicated question, I do I've been trying to lately bullet point those answers and send them back out to the group, because guaranteed we're all going to come up with that same answer or question down the road. And I save all of the Google Group emails because I use Outlook, and you can just do a search for whatever you're looking for and pull up that email from maybe 2 years ago. It's just such a great resource.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lene, for sharing your success with us, and what a great demonstration of a best practice. So thank you again. Chrissy, turning it over to you.
Awesome. So talking about best practices, it was a really awesome call yesterday, just to collaborate with our peers. We actually did a little bit of brainstorming that I'm going to in turn share with all of you today. So we're specifically talking about timely communication of some of the issues that we all know are happening right now. You know, your shipping container shortages, the costs of shipping are skyrocketing, the delays at the ports, the rising material costs, the labor shortages, and marketing has more to say on those issues shortly. So I won't steal their thunder, but the takeaway here is you need to think really far out and help your customers to do that as well. You need to start talking holidays now. If you have any client that has ever done a sizable holiday order with you in the past, reach out right now as the consultant and tell them, listen, if you are not aware of these issues, you need to be aware of these issues now. Don't try to come in to hard sell them any product, but when you can come in as a strategic partner saying, these are the issues as they are today, we don't anticipate this changing significantly in the next 90 days. And typically you had to get your holiday orders in by the beginning of July. Anyways, if you're going to have them deliver, and now with everything that's happening globally, nationally, you've got to really think far out and help them come up with proactive solutions and be that consultant. This shifts your conversation from just being, you know, the pen girl or the mug guy or that swag vendor to a truly trusted consultative partner. And that changes the dynamic of your relationship. So if you haven't already become that for your customers and prospects, this is a great opportunity to dive in there and start those conversations and build that foundation for that relationship. Also, events are happening and we are so freaking excited about this, but it's coming with a new set of complications, and that sometimes the COVID protocols at the event site are not lining up with the COVID protocols of the parent company. So we were brainstorming some ways around this chaos where, yes, you can go to an event, but no, you can't shake hands, and no, you can't give away product. And how does that work when you're trying to actually meet and connect with people? So a couple of really great takeaways coming out of that are, you know, potentially put some sample swag out behind a acrylic barrier and put a QR code up on that barrier leading to an EMF form where people can scan it with their phone. So there's no contact there. They can type in their contact information on their phone. Again, no contact, but the brilliance of this, people, is you're walking away with their name, their address, their email, and the ability to then ship them this swag post-show. So they're really making post-show follow-up fabulously easy for the event attendees. You're also not hauling all the product there. However, and this credit for this idea all goes to your peers, you guys, Beth and Kim and Brian, everybody on that call was killing it with amazing suggestions. But the other one that came out of this was, well, what if you actually had small items to give away, but you had UV sanitizers there lined up, and I put the item into the sanitizer, hit the button, have the conversation, and when they're ready to take their swag, you actually open it up and they take it directly out of the sanitizing box. So everybody knows you're not passing germs. The interesting part of that concept was the memorableness of the experience. You know, we've talked before about my little collections of 3 words. I mean, you want to get noticed, be believed, and be remembered when you're exhibiting at these shows. And we do that by being unexpected, by being likable, and being consistent as a brand. And what better way to demonstrate that you value their health, to make an unexpected experience, and to have this memorable engagement during the end of the pandemic, the beginning of events. And of course, you can then raffle away your sanitizing boxes at the end of the show. So just a fun idea that was really worth sharing. The other thing that came out of this is there are conversations that you need to be having with your customers and prospects that are going to events. And here are 7 of them. The reason I'm giving out 7 is think of this as your event conversation sequence. If you get a prospect or a customer on the phone, in a dynamic conversation, you can talk about all 7 of these things in one conversation. But it is taking so many touches to get somebody to engage, even if they're a good customer right now, even to get that conversation started. So putting it into bite-sized chunks and feeding them out, call them every week, talk to them, hey, how are your displays? How are your event materials? Have they aged well? Were they, you know, temperature controlled in storage, or have they all melted into each other and the graphics are all wonky? We're hearing some really bizarre stories about how some of these materials have aged this last year when they were out of circulation. So have a conversation about what their plan is, what their materials look like, if they're updating any logos or branding or messaging for the new year. Now, I'm a little bit strategic in which one I talk about first, There's a whole lot of more money selling an event tent and a table throw, especially if you're selling hundreds to a company that's opening up a lot of events, than there is in giveaways. So I want to talk about the most expensive product first. Make sure you're hitting that mark, talking about that, letting your customers know you can do that. Second conversation is, hey, how is your staff going to look when they show up at the event? Make sure that they have new branded apparel. Make sure that your employees and staff at an event are easily recognizable so that people can engage them. Also talking to them about apparel decoration areas that, obviously left chest standard polo has always meant I work here. But if you have a seam paste placement, I love Lene's around the collar, any of those alternative placements of a hip tag or a hip imprint or a hem tag, they're more apparel for brand fans. And let your employees and staff also demonstrate that passion for that brand and be approachable. Don't always just go for the left chest. So recommending alternative logo placements to your clients is also another consultative approach. You're shifting your role in your customers' lives from a swag vendor to a consultative partner. Next conversation, talk about giveaways. I'm talking too long, so I'm just going to hit those bullet points, but keep the conversation going. Leave a voicemail, send an email, then they don't respond, send another email the next week, send another email the next week, but you're adding information, you're adding value, and you're building the relationship of trust and your partnership there. And also overcoming that barrier of getting known as the pen girl or the swag guy, instead them realizing you actually can take care of every single one of their branded needs. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to my next colleague.
All right, development, Nancy, hey, new leadership team. I'm excited for you guys to be here. Can't wait to meet you in person in the Austin office, all that good stuff. All right, I'm going to give everybody a quick portal update on things we've got going on. We've always got lots going on in the development team. Wanted to make sure you guys knew that when you're adding store products, that you can take from products out of your product library. Everything doesn't have to come from scratch or come from ASI. If you've saved it before, there's an easy button to search for the recent buys in product library, find the items, and then copy them into your store. We just did another update that allows you to copy a fast product into your store. So that one's in there now too. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that and using something to help you be more efficient. We also did just recently in a release featured idea books. Before our awesome marketing team would send out these great links to featured idea books, and the customer could see the initial products, but if they tried to click into the product at that point, they were having to be log in, and that just wasn't a great user experience. So we were able to push that back a whole entire other page before the requested login, so they can see the product info and the pricing grids and whatnot. So that was a big win on the marketing side that we were able to just do. And then in case you missed last month, I wanted to highlight these two other updates to be able to set your store product. Colors is out of stock, obviously with the continued inventory issues and suppliers not having things. Product can still stay active in your store, but different colors that are out of stock can just be unable to order at that time. And then we also did that quick idea book description and being able to download both things that can enhance your idea books, make them make more sense to your customers, and a quick download for you to check status of where everything is. And then wanted to give a quick heads up of some features we are working on right now. I mentioned this some time ago, of being able to remove the duplicate contacts from our project list, so you don't have a bunch to pick from and picking the wrong contact and making it a little bit more difficult. This will really help everybody, and it's in testing mode now, so we truly are close to getting this one out. We've had multiple logos that you can do your co-brands that we added for fast products. We're now adding that in, so you'll be able to do these on your other traditional type products, not just fast products. And then one other thing that I know will help the all the group buy users, if you're using credit cards, I know it's really a hassle to get that payment ID into the order process and whatever. We're going to add that to a report and have it much more accessible for you to get that information. So that's it for us. Of course, our team is always maintaining the programs, doing integrations, punch out, fixing little stuff. So we're always busy, but happy to do it for everybody. So have a good weekend.
It's me. So some bittersweet updates for Mission Control. today. So for those of you who haven't heard, after over 5 years with Boundless, Jess Groen has accepted an exciting new opportunity with an Austin-based software startup and is leaving the industry. So I can't put into words how sad I am to see her go, but we're also very happy for her and the future of her career, which will undoubtedly be a great success because she's awesome. Her last day with Boundless will be June 25th. So with that, that change gave us the opportunity to do a little restructuring of the team. And Wade McMahon, who has also been with Boundless for over 5 years, has been promoted to Technology Program Administrator. So congrats to Wade. This promotion is very much deserved, and we're excited to see how he continues to grow with Boundless in the new role. Now, we are currently working on knowledge transfer. I know a lot of you work with Jess on programs and in implementation. We are working currently to do some knowledge transfer from Jess to Wade, so we'll be in a good place before Jess's last day. And then, of course, she promised that we could still reach out to her if we have any lingering questions. So, Jess, we're going to hold you to that. This restructuring, when we did the restructuring, it means we now have 2 open positions in Mission Control. So if you or someone you know is interested in applying, I strongly encourage you or them to do so. So I look forward to seeing your resumes. So that's it for Mission Control today. I believe I'm handing off to River, who has some support updates.
Hi, everyone. My update is that I'm going to go to the Mission Control team. No one, okay, Monza didn't accept my.
Come on, let's do it.
JK. Did we go to, okay, cool. It's updated on my end. So I just wanted to go over a few things. This is basically everything that Pat talked about earlier. But on the operations side, I just want everyone to make sure that they are providing also all the documentations that they need when they're placing an order. This includes drop ship lists and art files, include all of that stuff up front because whenever we're sending things to the suppliers and they don't have that, I've seen it happen a lot where a supplier will be like, hey, we don't have your art, we're canceling your order. And then once we get them the art, after the fact, they'll put you back into the production schedule, but you'll be at the end. So you don't hold your spot, and sometimes your stock gets lost. So make sure that you're providing all sort of documentation up front. This includes also checking stock and pricing, including a quote number or a name, the person that you spoke to, what's their birth date, their social security number, their children's name, like anything that you can give us to have us advocate for you in case they do lose your stock or they don't have your order ready. We can say, nope, you told us on this day and I know where you live, so give us our order. So make sure you guys are doing all of that up front, please. It would make our job so much easier. It'd make your life a lot easier and it'd make the client happier in the end. Another thing, our team is growing. So Pat mentioned that we're hiring support people, and that's absolutely true. We just got 3 new people, and I'm hoping to see more come through. So you guys will be seeing new support names in your inbox. And so I just want you guys to expect that if you start seeing like strange names. And another big update, which I'm really happy about. Thanks, Kim. I'm really happy about is that we are we've gotten a lot of feedback from our team and some salespeople about whenever their support person goes on PTO, they want to feel more comfortable with the person that's taking them over for the day. So we've decided to have somebody who's an experienced tenured person take over those coverage roles. So we're really excited to have that because it'll provide you guys with that confidence. Like I said, like once your support person is on PTO, you know, like, cool, we're being taken care of. I already know this person. I've worked with them a million times. And so you'll be able to develop a relationship with them. Yep, that's it for me.
Awesome. Thanks so much, River. I love your suggestions of just really shaking them down. First child's name, all that good stuff. to really advocate. So I will move us right along and start talking to you guys about some marketing and operations stuff going on. So as Pat mentioned, our Eco Showcase met with a rather disastrous Zoom outage, which was really frustrating. I know a lot of your clients were really excited about the content that they were able to experience. So we're really excited to have this rescheduled for June 23rd at at the same time slot, noon Central Time, and that's 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And your clients, and if you've registered for the event already, you've already gotten emails from HubSpot notifying you that it has been updated. You should have received an email from Zoom as well. All of the links to attend are the same. So we are not asking clients to re-register. The benefit of this is if anyone missed the boat the first time, or if you did not register the first time to attend, you now have extra time to do so. So there is no general link for this webinar. Everyone has to register in order to be able to attend, and that way we can track who actually comes. We can tailor their follow-up accordingly. So everyone has to register. So if you haven't registered, go ahead and do that because there is a free gift in it for you. Next up, we are talking about something a little less sexy, which is that supply chain strain that is top of mind for everybody right now. And part of that, a lot of it comes from the COVID-19 impact on shipping in the apparel industry. So as many of you have seen in the news, COVID-19 is just ravaging countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and that's where a lot of the garment manufacturing happens in our world. And so there is also happens to be a worldwide shortage of ring spun cotton. I just learned that from Hanes the other day. So not only are there issues in manufacturing it, but there's just just widespread. It's just really tough for people to get their hands on the raw goods and materials to actually make this stuff for us. So if you're not experiencing inventory instability now, Sanmar says it's probably going to be about another month, and then it's going to really get a little bit hairy. So get familiar with core styles, get familiar with alternatives, and just know that you are going to face some issues. Part of that is prepping your clients for that. So make sure that you're communicating with your clients. Plan ahead, like Chrissy is saying, start on holiday early this year. Have backups and alternatives ready to offer. And Sydney, I have some bullet points here if you want to click to reveal them. And I recommend that you watch Chrissy's sales call. She goes over some of the ideas for managing this and how to just be prepared. Get flexible, get creative with your products that you're presenting. And we also have some assets that you can leverage, and we're working on the marketing team to put together a more strategic client communication plan in terms of leveraging our previous blog posts, but also having some content and maybe updating that blog post, sending out an email on your behalf. That's in the works, so stay tuned for that. And that's it on that topic. So I'll pass it over to Rebecca and or Jacqueline for something a little bit more fun.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. So upcoming content is always exciting. So our upcoming Good to Goes will be these topics. So first, we're going to have a gift of choice text-based email next week. So you'll see that preview next Wednesday. And then after that, we're going to focus on events. And then after that, we're going to focus on retail brands that we can get in our industry. And then upcoming blogs are very informative. We have a gift of choice blog that was just published this week. And then we have 7 must-have promos for your next event. So again, just kind of getting on to the events that are back. And then 9 ways promotional products deliver value. So keep an eye out for that content. And then I'll pass it to Rebecca for the next ones.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Previous slide. So we also have launched a few gift of choice resources. So we did build out a landing page that will house both a one-pager and the blog post. The blog post that just went out this past week with our experts, Wanza Madrid and Amber George, will also link it back to this landing page. So it's kind of more of a full circle campaign And then as Jacqueline mentioned, we will be doing the text-based good to go email as well. So we're hoping that these resources will help you, communicate better about what gift of choice means, and a few of the technology ads that you can use in your corporate gifting. And then another fun bullet point on this page is the holiday lookbook. So we will be launching that September 14th. So of course, that will include, as usual, 2 good to go emails, 1 text-based and 1 designed. And then we'll also be putting out a blog around that and idea books that are based on the categories and also on price point, because we know a lot of people like to shop that way. So stay tuned for more on that. And speaking of lookbooks, I think Robin has some information for us.
Yes, I realize it has been awesome and so informative, jam-packed. So I'm going to hustle through this one. First, I want to thank everyone who participated in the Lookbook and Brand Love Box survey. We had over 43 respondents, which is probably the highest engagement we've had in a survey at Boundless probably ever. So thank you guys. And it just shows that lookbooks and Brand Love Boxes are important and they're not going away. And again, the reason they're not going away is 1, you're using them. So first slide done. It resulted in conversations at the minimum, 21 conversations with new accounts just because of lookbooks with this anecdotal feedback. Next slide. But sales are what we're all looking for, and building relationships within accounts and with new accounts. And you can see here that 17 new accounts have bought from you guys because of what they've seen in the content within the lookbooks. And I expect we could extrapolate this. So if there were 100 of you that went ahead and filled out this survey, this number would be double. All right. And as far as Brand Love Boxes, in a similar fashion, most of you are participating in these Brand Love Box campaigns. 43 of you had said they resulted in new conversations, and 26 conversations with brand new accounts, prospecting. And as far as sales go, looking at new accounts, 22 of you said you have established relationships with new accounts, sold into new accounts because of this. And it could be multiple accounts. It's not just one, but 22 of you said that it actually brought in new account sales, existing new contacts within existing accounts, and existing contacts that are continuing to be influenced by these campaigns. Some anecdotal feedback in terms of quotes that you guys provided. $10,000 in sales, you got into a company that you've been prospecting, they just work. I think this was one of the more powerful ones in terms of dollars. A client who spent $170,000 with this particular salesperson last year started working with this person instead of the competitor because of the Brand Love Box. They love the Vacay Box so much. Opportunity to provide inspiration, help us stand out and be impressive. Donna actually got the exact same order for the exact same products that were in the Vacay Box, just reapplied branding that was more relevant to the customer. So these are definitely creating those awesome opportunities. And ultimately, what are we trying to do with these? We're really trying to help us recalibrate. This is another quote from one of your peers. Recalibrate a customer who thinks of us in linear terms. It's hard to break the perception that Boundless only provides apparel or drinkware or trinkets and trash. People tend to associate a promotional merchandise vendor by the first item they bought from you. Brand Love Boxes help break that mold. And this, from a marketing perspective, it couldn't have been said better. A brand box alone is good, but what makes them essential is that they're a crucial piece of reputation enhancing collateral that, combined with follow-up calls and emails, build our reputation for quality, creative, and professional service. So bravo to all of you who are using them and leveraging them. They work. So hopefully this next slide will get you excited about what's coming.
Ooh, what is the next slide? We are so excited to announce our next Brand Love Box, and it is going to be jam-packed with beautiful ice cream inspiration. Rebecca is hard at work designing all of the amazing, product imprints and the messaging and everything like that. But rest assured, it's going to be bold and fun and just look so delicious. So the in-hand date is in early August. We're going to make those orders available to you starting on Wednesday, June 16th. So we'll have the pricing finalized. We're still trying to crank all that money and donations out of suppliers to really drive down the cost for you guys. But all the messaging is going to be around, here's the scoop, what's your flavor, cherry on top, Sunday fun day. And it's going to be really inspired by the success of the taco box in the vacay box, with those beautiful graphics on the box, really impactful messaging and everything like that. So we're aiming for a price point below $20, hopefully hitting that $15 to $18 sweet spot. And I did a little quick math, which is not my strong suit, but if you order 10 boxes, let's say they're $18 each, you only need to get one order of $1,200 to pay that effort back, to make it worth your while. And I mean, that's like, I'm not going to say that's nothing, but that's pretty easy to do. So this has proven to be an amazing investment. You will get a return on your investment, whether it's with a new client or with an existing client. And these are just so impactful. So start getting your list ready. We're going to be here to help you with your list, and stay tuned for more info on that. And I am going to pass it over to Sydney to talk about webinars.
Hello, everyone. As I'm sure you guys know, we already have a jam-packed schedule for next month's webinar. So just you can expect invites coming out closer to next month, but just a quick little preview for you. We're going to have Fossa, Hanes, Perry Ellis International. So we're going to have a lot of great apparel options. Gary Line, TK Cup, Sorgs, Cap America, Snugs, and Power Sticks. So stay tuned for those invites too, but we should have some great suppliers for us next month. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Robin.
All right, this is our last update from marketing ops. You can tell we've been real busy around here. Okay, speaking of culture, and speaking of events, and speaking of missing each other so much and can't wait to see each other in person, well, we have a date, y'all. We are going to be here in Austin for Founders Circle. Yes, can I get a yes? Can I get an amen? Can I hear from somebody from the choir? Okay, March 30th through the 1st. We'll be back at the Line Hotel, where we had to cancel 2 years ago. So we are so excited. We'll obviously be communicating out, but we couldn't wait to share the news since we miss you all so much and can't wait to be together again soon. All right, River. Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to HR.
Hi, everybody. Luckily, I talk really fast anyway, so it's great that I have to hurry, and I'm drinking coffee like normal on a Friday. Woohoo! All right. So the first thing that we wanted to do was share with everybody our new faces. We've had some people join, and the slide hasn't moved for me, but I think I have them memorized. We have Eliza Wheeler, who's joined us on the sales side, Nick Lewis on the accounting team, Danny Grotbeck and Saxon Totoro on the sales support team, and then Katie Reese. You might know her name, some of you, because she's been with us on a contract basis, but she officially joined us as an employee recently, and we're very excited to have you all. So hi, everybody, yay! And as you might have heard from Pat, Wanza, and River, we are hiring, and if you can't tell, we're really excited. After a pretty challenging year last year, we're just so excited to be welcoming people, growing teams, and just taking care of business. So you can check out those positions. They're listed on the Boundless Career section on our website, or you can also reach out to me and Colleen for more info. So yay. That was fast, right?
And then I didn't have too much to say about DIB, but just coming up next Wednesday is our next meeting. That'll be our July planning meeting. If anyone wants to join, let me or Melissa know. We can shoot you that invite. It's at 2 p.m. Central Time. And for any of our new hires, if you're just interested in getting involved with the DIB committee at all, please let us know and we'll get you added. And please bring any and all ideas that you have. We're open to always doing new things each year. And then over to River for an upcoming event.
All right, it's me again. Okay, so we're doing, excuse me, we're doing Pride Trivia. It's June 25th, I believe at 3 p.m. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to be hosting it. In the chat, type the name of, okay, all right, Melissa, no need to like be an overachiever. Oh, someone said Jareth. Good job, Elise. Yes, it is David Bowie playing Jareth from Labyrinth. Second question, are you a super fun person that's going to attend the trivia? The answer is yes, I've answered that for you. Look at how generous I am for you guys. Once again, June 25th, it's going to be fun. It's not going to be like one of those like, what year did Stonewall happen? Like that's boring. That's I mean, it's not boring for some, but it's boring for me. So expect like audio questions and movie questions, video questions, and it'll be fun. So please come, please attend, please participate. Do me a favor. Don't make me be in a room by myself. Love you guys.
I can vouch for the fact that Pride Trivia hosted by River is amazing because I have had the pleasure of participating before. So everyone should come. I personally am really looking forward to it. So guys, if you cannot tell, we have a lot going on. So you can feel the energy, you can feel the excitement. Our next call is going to take place on July 9th at 11 a.m. Central Time. We will see you all there with bells on, and we're just excited to move forward and do all this really great stuff. So thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you here and everywhere and in between, and have a great weekend.